If I use telephone lingo, we'd all respond. I'd like to introduce to you an adoptee and a comedian. His name is Jerry Sakal, and I think you'll enjoy him.
Thanks. I'm just an adoptee. Every woman that I see might be my birth mother. If I think I see a similarity, he could be my brother. But every night I pray, some rich lady will say, "Come on home, we miss you. We gave you up, we know, but that was long ago. We just can't resist you." I ain't got no family tree. My whole life's been transplanted, you see. I don't look like nobody, but that's okay, my family's ugly. Thank you, thank you. Hi, my name's Jerry Sakal. I'm an adoptee. Is anybody else here adopted? Nobody? Well, I'll try and make it brief. Yeah, when I was about 2 and a half when I adopted my parents. They think they adopted me, but actually I was on a mission from God. I was there to straighten out their lives. I know I didn't do a very good job, but you should have seen them when I first got them. I always knew I was adopted ever since I was old enough to know what being an outcast meant. I have some adoptee jokes for you here. How many adoptees does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. Adoptees are supposed to be kept in the dark. An adoptee walks into a doctor's office and says, "Doctor, I think I have diabetes." The doctor says, "Anybody else in your family have diabetes?" The adoptee said, "I don't know." All right, I got a dirty limerick. To a birth mom and son's dissatisfaction, though they'd never enact the infraction, she still had to evict them because they'd both fallen victim to genetic sexual attraction. Three adoptees die and go to heaven. They get to the pearly gates, and they see St. Peter. There's, "Welcome to heaven. Come on in. What can I do for you? Is there anything?" Well, one adoptee spoke up. He said, "Now that we're dead, it doesn't matter anymore. Can I meet my birth mom?" St. Peter said, "No." We'll explain it later. An adoptee walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Yeah, I swear it could have been your twin brother. Just walked out the door." I was like, "Do you have a twin brother?" He's like, "Maybe, I don't know." Okay, what do you call an adoptee with absolutely no hang-ups, no desire to find his birth family? Superman. Yeah, Superman was an adoptee. Was he a good adoptee? He was perfect. There's where the myth dissolves. He was so great, so wonderful, so perfect, you wonder how he could come from such stupid parents. All right, why were they stupid? Even my daughter figured it out when she was 4 years old. I was reading the book of Superman. The story went, Krypton's about to explode. So his parents build this rocket ship. They put him in there, he blasts off, he lands on Earth, 2 hayseeds pick him up, and they adopt him. So my daughter said, "Dad, why didn't they all get in the rocket ship?" It's like, "Oh, the rocket ship was kind of small, but why didn't they all go in the rocket ship together?" Because they were stupid. And you think he was stupid. The stupidest one was, a pretty famous one, was Tarzan. He was raised by gorillas, but never realized that he was adopted. Apparently none of the gorillas noticed anything different either. But they had excuses, they were gorillas. But somebody finally told him, and guess who it was? It was Tarzan's cousin. It's always the cousin that says like, na 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 na, you were adopted, you're a homo sapien, you have no hair. But Tarzan shut him up. He had this special way about him. And the way he shut him up, he had just one word. I don't know if I could do it on the microphone. And it works. I want every one of you to try it. Next time there's too many people talking, just try doing that and see how quiet it gets. A lot of people like to play Let's Pretend. Mostly it's the adopting parent who like to just alter reality a little bit. I call these people, they have Yankee Doodle syndrome. People who say adoption and birth are the same things are acting phony. They also stick feathers in their hat and call it macaroni. I'm more of a realist. I decided to do an adoption search when I was about 33. But it was only for medical reasons. No, really, I was sick. Sick and tired of being lied to. All right, but my wife was there. She was there with me all the time. And one time I was doing my search. I was in between phone calls, and I got to take a bathroom break. So I run to the bathroom. I go, and then I flush the toilet. And all those months of being abandoned, just when I flushed the toilet, I guess something happened to the water. And she started screaming. So I didn't know what to say. I was like, honey, I didn't know you were in there. It just didn't go over. All right, there's a lot more hazards of being adopted. You get that squinty eye from like reading the fine print. You get phone ear from your ear being on the phone. It gets all kind of like mushy. Dial-a-digit finger. Does anybody ever get that? Your finger gets tired. The worst one is adoptee whiplash. It's like, I think everyone's got this. You're driving along the road, listening to the radio, and said, Congress has decided to reconvene, and they're going to speak about adoption. Ow! About a bill banning drug paraphernalia. It's like, oh, thanks a lot. All right, here's the non-funny part. I did a search. I found my mom. There's no cheap shots about her. But my birth dad, there's just a wealth of stuff about my dad. You see, he's in jail. Well, he's not really in jail. I kind of lied. He's really in prison clink. But I like to use the word jail. It's kind of like Andy Griffith. You're all going to jail. It doesn't sound so bad as prison clink. He's incarcerated. It's kind of like jail. He got caught in a tough game of Monopoly, and 3 more rolls of the dice, he'll be out. We wrote and sent tapes, and I sent him a file and a cake, and he sent it back. And he's going to make me a license plate. It's really working out real well. Oh, how did he get in jail? How did he get? Among other things, he got caught with a lot of jewelry on him, and it wasn't his. And the car he was driving was not his father's Oldsmobile. And that's it. Thanks. You've been great. And Kate has a couple more words to say.
You all know how serious I am, and this is a time for us all to get very serious. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed the current ad campaign of the National Committee for Adoption, and we have worked very hard to counteract this campaign. And Robin Quinter is here to talk to you, our communications department head, about what we are about to do in the next year to counteract this very serious issue.
The National Committee for Adoption has recently sponsored a national advertising campaign promoting adoption and sealed records. Last year, the American Adoption Congress hired the nationally respected advertising firm of We, Cheatham, and Howe to formulate a response campaign to the National Committee. Tonight, we would like to share with you our advertising campaign that will begin to air nationally on June 1st, 1990. Are you kidding? We, Cheatham and Howe, has recommended that we begin our advertising focus with an overview, then hone in on our message gradually throughout the year. We begin with a spot designed to shed light on maternity homes and old line agencies.
Either side.
Okay, get a straight face here.
There's a home in Chicago where lots of girls went to the cradle, the cradle, the cradle. There's another one close in old KCMO. It's the Willows, the Willows, the Willows. Now you may wonder why they would have those old names. They were places to go where the workers played games. You could stay there a while till your baby was born. At the cradle, the Willows, Cradle Willows. Booth Memorial had homes all over the place. They would take you for little or no charge. But they kept you in rooms on the famed second floor. No one saw you or heard you or knew you. You could use a false name or your own, God forbid. Please don't talk to the others, we'd rather you hid. These nice homes were quite common throughout the U.S. to protect all the mothers from their babies. So today we go searching back to these fine homes for answers, information, our roots. Just to find that these places are no longer there, burned down, closed up, whatever suits. How convenient they have all drifted away. It's the pits when you hear just one more person say, the records are somewhere, but I don't recall. Go on home to your families, that's all. I know. Helen.
There's more. We, Cheatham and Howe, has advised us that perhaps a realistic view of a typical social worker from an NCFA agency might be a very useful and valuable image for the American public to know about. So we would like to take you to those thrilling days of yesteryear and introduce you to Ms. Goody A. Prego from the Edna Glad to Grab a Baby agency.
I'm a social worker, short and stout. Here is my club to keep the bastards out. If you want your records, there's no way. Come back and see me on another day. I'm a social worker, mean as hell. All you want information I won't tell. All your little files are locked up tight, so don't provoke me, I'll run fight. I'm just doing my job, you see. Confidentiality. I'm a social worker, oh what fun, keeping all the triad members on the run. If you think you'll trick me, that's not true. I'll keep the records from you and you.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, I'll check and see. Is that for me?
That's for the beautiful bastard.
Which one?
Are you ready? Are they ready?
The thrust of the National Committee's ad campaign has been, look what an adopted child can do. And look what an adopted child can do. Our ad campaign to respond then shows us about adopted adults who are successful. We thought we should shed some truth on the matter of adopted adults, we call them adoptees, who are successful and just what they can do.
Wait, we have to get them now. Excuse me. We're ready. We're waiting. You must have been a beauty.
with chubby rear and front cheeks. You made the social workers smile. And when it came to picking new parents, you must have done a hop and a jig. I can see your parents' eyes as they learned you were the prize. They must have thought they'd hit it big. Oh, you must have been a beautiful bastard. 'Cause baby, look at you now.
Posterity, you know. Some of these people,
Now, wait a minute.
grandparents, one of these days.
These are hard acts to follow. We have long felt that our adoption reform movement needs a mascot. After all, Exxon has their tiger in their tank. Starkist has Charlie the tuna. Baco's Bacon Bits has the Baco bunny. We now have the American Adoption Congress's new mascot. I'm very proud to introduce you to the Junior Bird Person.
Up in the air, Junior Birdman. Up in the air, upside down. Up in the air, Junior Birdman. With your noses to the ground. When you hear the grand announcement that the wings are made of tin, then you'll know the Junior Birdman has sent their box tops in. Takes 5 box tops, 4 coops, 3 wrappers, 2 bottle tops, 1 thin dime. Birdman, Birdman, zoo.
Just look what an adopted person can do.
Yeah, you do. Excuse me, Robin.
Our next advertisement in
Sorry.
this campaign will be a tribute to that magic moment that brought many of us here together in this room tonight.
Some enchanted evening when I was a young girl, he was football captain, I was homecoming queen, and somehow I knew even then that somehow I'd see him again and again. One enchanted evening, underneath the bleachers, came a call of nature across the football field, and somehow we knew even then that somehow we'd do it again and again. Only 1 week later, you became a stranger. You refused my phone calls and dated my best friend. And somehow I knew even then that 9 long months later, my childhood would end. One enchanted evening, I went into labor. Labor lasted 4 days. I thought 'twould never end. And somehow I vowed even then that someday I'd get you again and again. One enchanted evening, 21 years later, there knocked at my front door a boy who looked like you. I gave him your name. I knew even then your new wife won't like it. I'll have my revenge. Once we have found you, we'll never let you go. Once we have found you, we'll never let you go. That's my cousin. We, Cheatham and Howe, decided that no advertising campaign for adoption reform would be complete without a tribute to the most famous adoption pioneer in the history of the United States. The contributions made by this extraordinary woman and the legacy she left to the adoption triad movement is undeniable.
Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. It's down in Texas with a phone, E-I-E-I-O. But it's don't tell this and it's don't tell that. Here a lie, there a lie, what a bunch of BS. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. And in that home she has some girls, E-I-E-I-O. She steps right in, give the baby up. Don't forget, we'll get rich, everyone is happy. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. And on her staff she has Bill Pierce, E-I-E-I-O. Keep the record sealed, don't tell anyone where they are, who they are, no one wants to know. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. Edna Gladney has a home, E-I-E-I-O. This is not a real good poem, E-I-E-I-O. But the facts are clear, they get girls in mass. If you don't agree, you can kiss my we like to say, Edna Gladney had a home,
Oh, okay. Then we better do that. Look professional here, guys.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry, 'cause we're in a god-awful hurry. The agency called and we're in a flurry, 'cause our baby's here. We've been waiting forever and ever, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years till never. We smiled, we cried, we're awfully clever, and we got our boy. His eyes are blue, his hair is blonde, the hearts are present and we're
we're proving we're perfect and better. That's a fact right down to the letter. We're prim, we're proper, and never debtors, and it's where we stop. Let's go get our perfect baby with the fringe on his top. Hold up there, there's something a-missing. That's not the kid they said we'd be kissing. However, it seems there's no point in hissing, 'cause he's all they've got. He's our kid and we won't mutter. We'll become some regular strutters. Nosy folks will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop. His hair is red, his eyes are crossed, and his body's covered with freckles. He burps, he barks, does disgusting things, but I really won't heckle. Hush, you birds, our baby's sleeping. Ain't no finer kid than we're keeping. You can take the others if you're thinking that we care to swap for our shiny new baby with a fringe on the top.
Just look at what an adopted child can do. Now, for all of you adopted children, birth parents, or whatever you want to call yourselves, if you would look on your tables, you will find Bouncing Ball, or Bouncing Baby as it is, song sheets. In the finest of Mitch Miller traditions, a famous adoptee, of course, we ask you to join us in a rousing rendition of Hey Legislator to the tune of Hey Look Is Over. Our fine piano stylist, Susan Lovett, will play us a bit of the song for those who don't already know it. And we thank you. Is everybody ready? Follow the Bouncing Babies.
Hey legislators, what's the big deal? Open up our records so that we can heal. You got elected to make and change the laws, but all we can see that you've done for us is keep it in your claws. So we say, hey legislators, better think again. If you were adopted and no one let you in, you would fight for your right till your voice was heard, and this was all behind. So legislators, change your mind. Hey legislators, what's the big deal? Open up our records so that we can heal. You got elected to make and change the laws, but all we can see that you've done for us is keep them in your claws. And we say, hey legislators, better think again. If you were adopted and no one let you in, you would fight for your right till your voice was heard, and this was all behind. So legislators, change your mind.
No, we're going to.
And what is an ad campaign without a membership drive? Anybody watch PBS lately? If you will join us in the finale of our advertising campaign to the tune of Happy Days Are Here Again.
We would like for you to be a member of the AAC. It's a group of dedicated folks who want open records now. We will fly in every state. Join now before it gets too late. You'll be proud to shout to everyone, we want open records now. Come join us, we're really like need. The AAC can be beat. Hit the streets and shout hooray! Make this a big red letter day. AAC is great, that's what we say.
with that, a big hand for Susan Lovett, whose idea this was. And
that concludes the preview of our advertising campaign. Look for it soon in public service announcements coming to a television near you. Hopefully you can turn it off in time before it gets too frequent. We're going to take a break, I think, and the band is going to be back to play for dancing. Thank you.
I don't remember that. Yeah, this is pretty good. No, it's something down, I think it was